judge has an idea that we have 15 Supreme Court nominees, 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and then 5 more, which have to be picked by unanimous vote of the other 10.
Wow.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, granted, there'll still be politics to it, but at least the 10, if they're on, you know, let's say you have one Ginsburg and one Kavanaugh,
right?
The 2 of them have to agree on whoever the next person is, which
so it would be a perfect bipartisan person who actually would go every decision we made by, I don't know, the Constitution.
Yeah, which to be fair, a lot of them do.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I think they do. Whatever.
A Detroit man is in critical condition after being stabbed multiple times before he was thrown out of a vehicle. This happened right around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, and police say that the victim was in the back seat of the car. There was a male driving, and that a female was sitting in the front passenger seat. She apparently turned around and started stabbing this guy multiple times, and then they just threw him out of the car and left him on the street as they drove off. This guy was able to get up and actually walk for help. He was taken to the hospital where he's now in critical condition, and police don't at this moment have any information about the suspects.
So the guy was not able to say anything to the police? He was in such bad shape?
I think because he, however he's being treated, isn't able to tell a lot of information yet.
He must be a very bad stabber if he was able to walk to the hospital.
Well, you know, at first I thought they were sitting in the back seat together. And then once I read the article, I mean, she had to turn around from the front passenger seat to the back seat.
And how do we know that happened?
I don't know.
Well, like,
that's very. If the victim wasn't able to say anything about.
Did somebody see this stabbing take place as they're driving by?
Maybe their investigation was able to.
The direction of the stab wounds.
That's
the entry
great.
points.
Well, they can't figure out some stuff based on what you just said.
Exactly.
Right. I don't know. This wasn't like an Uber or anything.
No, it doesn't sound like it. No. All right, so it's been just over a week since Colin Kaepernick held that public workout in Atlanta, and so far, no NFL teams have reached out to him.
Wow, I'm shocked.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. It is shocking. And apparently, Kaepernick's team is blaming the NFL for what happened in Atlanta and why they had to switch locations, and are now apparently considering holding a second workout in March at the NFL's owners meeting.
No, please. Just stop. Stop with the charade. Everybody
stop.
Still
playing the XFL. Show that you're good and somebody will sign you, baby.
I wonder what was Gov's worst prediction? That the Lions would be playing the Packers for the division championship at the end of the season that last weekend, or
Tigers are going to hit?
I'm just counting football predictions. Or that the Kaepernick would, didn't he say he'd be signing with the team within a couple weeks?
Probably.
Starting? Did he say starting or signed? I forget if he said starting, but he said he'd definitely sign within a couple weeks. We have money on it.
Look like that's going to happen. So, Jamie, did you take maybe your daughter to see Frozen 2 this weekend?
We didn't go this weekend.
Oh, it
a lot
was
of people
a big deal. Everywhere on my social media, it was a lot of younger kids, younger than obviously your youngest daughter. But
my daughters both very much want to see it, and we'll see it, I'm sure, at some point.
But I saw so many photos of people taking their young daughters, 2, 3, dressed up in Elsa costumes to the theater. They were all taking photos. I mean, it dominated my social media. So many people went. Obviously, it had a huge weekend. It exceeded expectations. It brought in $127 million in the U.S. It was expected to bring in about $100 million.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Really?
I would have thought it would have gone north of that. Why only 100? I mean, why was it only forecasted to do that? Is it because...
I don't know why.
I guess adults don't really care about it, so it's going to be family. I mean, adults and their kids.
Right. I wouldn't go by myself to go see Frozen 2.
No, meaning, although, in a weird way, I kind of wish I did at 1 o'clock yesterday.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was huge. In the U.S., it was the 3rd best debut of all time for any animated movie, behind Incredibles 2 in 2018 and Finding Dory in 2016.
Yes.
Pretty big.
I'm actually mildly surprised it wasn't number 1. I know it was number 1 at the box office, but I'm mildly surprised it didn't pass those other 2. Because, I mean, Frozen was one of the greatest movie phenomenons we've ever seen.
And the hype for this was huge.
Yeah, although the reviews were not great.
I know.
I hated the first one. So
I know you did. You're on Reddit. But you don't like kids.
I don't.
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
So I can understand.
Yeah.
I think
All
those
right.
kids read those reviews saying, nah, just wait till it's
Yeah, I know.
video.
That's a good point. The kids' Rotten Tomato scores was not good.
Yeah. All right, so you guys, there was some controversy on Wheel of Fortune last week, and fans are upset after a contestant lost almost $10,000 in cash and prizes over this really tiny technicality. And now these fans want the rules to be completely changed.
I don't blame him. This is bullcrap.
So, I mean, when you hear it, it really is. So this woman was solving, it was one of the crossword puzzle challenges.
Mythological hero Achilles.
No.
That wasn't
That wasn't it. This was a female contestant, and she actually got the answer, the puzzle, right. So the winning words were right, football, left, Sally. She answered.
For those of us who don't watch the
It was
wheel,
a crossword puzzle.
What
So
are crossword clues? I mean, I know what a crossword clue is.
it's exactly that. It literally looks like a crossword where some of the words intersect,
Oh,
and you have
okay.
to solve
Yeah.
every word in the crossword
It's not
puzzle.
necessarily a phrase or
Are
something.
there clues for each word?
No,
No.
you just pick letters.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't watch
You
the wheel
You
much.
don't? I
No.
love Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
We know you want to be Vanna.
I do.
Yeah. All right,
Or a
go ahead.
contestant.
Sorry.
Anyway, so those were the winning words. The contestant had it right, and she said right, football, left, and Sally.
But
If you
because-
listen carefully, the one little word she added was the word and. She answered it in the form of a sentence, basically. Right, football, left, and Sally. But the rules of the show say you can only say the words of the puzzle. So
That's
she
so-
added the word and.
That's so bogus. That show makes so much freaking money. They should have changed the rules right there.
Hey, man,
people-
rules are rules.
And I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
That it says that these contestants are prepped. I mean, they're prepped when they're in the green room. Sometimes Pat Sajak reminds them to say only the words in the puzzle. And I get it. In her head, she probably didn't even
Right, I know.
realize she was doing it. And I do think, I guess she should have got it right. But
Yeah.
if you know the rules, and the rules are you can't say any other words except the words of the puzzle. ugh. So obviously the person next to her won. He got it right.
I think they went to replay review and
Yeah.
got overturned.
Wow.
But it is really small, and people aren't happy.
Yeah, but you know what? If they had said, you know what, that's okay, we'll give you the money anyway, there would have been also people who would be unhappy with that, like the Wheel of Fortune
Right,
snobs. They'd be
exactly.
calling in saying, no, the rules state specifically.
Yeah, there'll be the people like the PGA fans.
Yep.
They did the right thing. If those are the rules, you have to stick with it.
think
Otherwise,
they
you
need
open
to
up a
change
can
the
of worms.
rules.
But yes, maybe they should change the rules, at least for
Good
those.
ruling, bad rule.
For the crossword puzzle one, I mean, it does make sense to add in the word
Right.
and.
Did you watch the end of the Oklahoma TCU game, by any chance? Did you guys
No,
see that?
I heard all about it.
Okay, well, there was a play at the very end where Oklahoma was trying to rush for a first down that essentially would have ended the game. And the guy wasn't even close to the line, but they gave him the mark. They gave him the first down, and they reviewed it, and there was no definitive video evidence. Like, Heward was the color guy. And he's like, they doesn't even come close. I mean, the body, the ball, nothing's close to the first down line. And Dean Blandino's like, I'm with you, but at the same time, there's no evidence that the ball didn't. So they're not going to overturn this. It's the same kind of thing. The rules are as they state, even though they're stupid, right?
Yep.
All right, Heather, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
6:31. Coming up next, we'll replay the previous segment about the Lions. 97 won the ticket.
North Bloomfield Properties is the area's most recommended full-service property management team. They're experts in advertising, cleaning, maintaining, and repairing your rental property. Enjoy your weekends again. Visit northbloomfield.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, are you Detroit's biggest sports fan? Listen up, because Comerica Bank wants to find Detroit's biggest fan and reward them with great tickets, perks, and one-of-a-kind experiences. Comerica Bank is celebrating the fans of Detroit with a unique program designed to recognize the biggest sports fans in our town and ultimately crown Detroit's biggest fan. Comerica Bank is committed to Detroit, just like our highly engaged fans are committed to their sports teams. Remember, if you want to be Detroit's biggest sports fan, share your photos and videos from all your favorite games on Detroit'sBiggestFan.com. Check out Detroit'sBiggestFan.com for more info.
24-month leases, 10,500 miles a year. no security deposit. Total due at signing, 2019 Ford F-150, 2270, 2024 Fusion, 2529. Easy plan for returning F-150 lessees. Fusion pricing for customers who have an expiring lease or trade in a 1995 or newer vehicle, plus tax, title, license, and time. With approved financing through Ford Credit ends December 2nd.
The holidays are just around the corner, and that means the Black Friday sales event is going on now at Pat Milliken Ford. Brian Godfrey, what can Metro Detroit drivers expect?
At Pat Milliken Ford, we're delivering the best savings of the year with an additional $1,000 in trade assistance on our most popular models.
That means you can lease a new 2020 Ford Fusion SE or a new 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT 4x4, both Pat Milliken Express price for only $149 a month. All from the dealership that's earned Ford's President's Award for customer satisfaction 21 years in a row, 1998 through 2018.
Plus, we're also a 2018 Ford Triple Crown Award recipient.
At Pat Milliken Ford on Telegraph Road and PatMillikenFord.com.
Pat Milliken Ford, 60 years of the experience you deserve.
Do you want shoes made from nature's original luxury superfiber? Then you need new Skechers Wash-A-Wool shoes, made from premium quality wool. To start, wool wicks away moisture to help keep you dry and comfortable. It's also super flexible and highly breathable. And not only do they keep you cool and comfortable in the summer, but Skechers Wash-A-Wool shoes also regulate temperature to keep you warm and toasty in the winter. Plus, they're even washable. Discover the wonders of wool with Skechers Wash-A-Wool shoes at a Skechers store near you at Skechers.com or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Hearing, aw, you shouldn't have.
Without spending more than you should have.
Staples is celebrating Black Friday early with huge savings on laptops, printers, and more.
Like the Lenovo Flex 6 2-in-1 laptop with Intel Core i5 processor for just $499.99.
That's $300 off.
So why wait for Black Friday?
Staples, there's a whole lot in store this holiday.
Ends 12/7/19 while supplies last.
It's open enrollment, Fred. Time to compare plans.
Oh, Alice, we're fine with what we have.
Well, that's what the Johnsons thought until they tried Medicare's new Plan Finder.
The Johnsons, huh? We saved on our prescription costs and got extra benefits.
Come on, Fred. Maybe we'll find something better.
Plans change every year. Use the new Plan Finder at Medicare.gov to compare health and drug plans. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
What do you know? Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Dell's biggest Black Friday ever starts now. Save up to 50% on Windows 10 laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors before Windows 7 support ends January 14th, 2020. Save on servers and a huge selection of electronics with low monthly payments, plus get free shipping. Call 877-BUY-DELL to talk to a Dell Small Business Technology Advisor who can help you find just the right tech. That's 877-BUY-DELL or visit Dell.com/SB Black Friday.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by the LaFontaine Automotive Group, the family deal.
Sims had a big return earlier, takes this one on the run, lost the football, and stays on his feet. Now and across the 30, it's still going. Steven Sims will take this all the way into the end zone. 91 yards for a Redskins touchdown.
Kenny Albert on Fox yesterday as Steven Sims scores the touchdown for the Skins.
Nice tackle by Mike Ford there, by the way.
Yeah, and the Lions lose to the Washington Redskins, 19-16. The Redskins have 2 wins. The Lions have 3. Just think about that, folks.
Hey, so they're better than the Redskins.
Right, but the Redskins are thought to be one of the worst teams in football.
And the Redskins won. Do you know the Lions?
Yes, they did.
Matt Patricia's 9-17-1.
Yes, for a .352 winning percentage.
Yes. Here's another sobering stat, but that's stuff you'd probably realize. The New England Patriots beat the Cowboys. The Patriots, by the way, that gives them 10 wins on the season. They've had double-digit wins 17 straight years. The Lions have 9 double-digit wins since 1934. Good to know. Good to know.
How many do they have since the year 2000? Double
Lions?
digits. Yeah, double digit
I think
wins.
4, I believe.
Really? 4?
3 or 4.
God, I was going to say 2.
Oh, since 2000? They won?
Since Millen. Since Millen.
Yeah, I think it's 2. They won 11 with Caldwell.
Yeah, and 10 with Schwartz. Is that it, right? Because they've been to the playoffs 3 times, and they did so one time at 9-7. Caldwell went 11-5 once, right? Mm-hmm. And then Schwartz went 10-6. Is that correct?
Yes.
3 double-digit wins in the first 20 years of the 20th century.
Yeah.
21st century. Pardon me. Correction. Our phone number is 248-539-9797. Our ticket text 97136. I'm on record saying I don't think we'll get a single Lions phone call this morning.
Oh, yes, we will.
Prove me wrong. Go ahead. I just think that, people have other things to worry about. Thanksgiving's week, travel, people coming in, going out. It's a short work week for people. There's some weather that's going to affect the travel for people, so they don't care. I mean, if the front office, and by the front office I mean the ownership, gives you the indication that they don't care, then why should we? It's very simple.
I understand that, but you're still a fan, so you get upset. I'm not going to be Lions.
You know what's funny is that I'm not saying Lions free. I'm sure you get this all the time, Stoney, people who know what you do for a living. They're like, oh, if the Lions lose to the Redskins, you guys are going to be busy Monday morning. And I said, no, not really. I said, honestly, it's not like, not like a situation where people are all fired up. I really think the general reaction to yesterday's game was,
But it would have been the same.
Going to fire Patricia.
But it would have been the same thing even if they would have won, probably.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. You're right. There was no real result yesterday.
No.
But, I mean, you would think that losing to a 1-9 football team would cause massive anger and angst. But they're not with this team.
No, we've seen it so many times.
Right, exactly.
So let me ask you, I'll give out the phone number, 248-539-9797. The ticket text, we are going to text us, 97136. If you were Martha Ford, what do you do? I mean, right now, what do you do?
I don't fire them now. I fire them at the end of the season.
I tend to agree with you.
I fire Quinn, and I say to the next general manager, you can keep Patricia if you want, or you can get your own head coach. It's 100% up to you. You have Patricia under contract, so maybe the next general manager would like him, but you are under no possible pretenses that you have to, in any way, shape, or form, keep this head coach. It is completely and 100% your call, much like it was when Millen got hired and he fired Mullen and brought in Morgan.
Now, I agree with you, but here's the question. Do you have enough confidence that whether Martha or Rod Wood, who, by the way, would not speak to reporters after the game when I asked him about Patricia and Quinn, do you have confidence that they will be able to find the right person?
No.
So they'll go to the league and ask for help again, and this is what they got last time.
I mean, why would anybody have any confidence? Now, you can hope that they stumble into the wrong guy, but no, I have no confidence that they're going to get the right guy.
So basically, everybody's screaming, blow it up, fire this, you know what? That's fine, and I tend to agree with you at the end of the year.
We're just going to do it all over.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
They tried this.
Well, no, I mean, like, part of it is the whole, and again, I don't want to use the C word, it is the whole Lions luck thing. Because you look at the 49ers, who were dominant last night against the Packers, and they hired a guy with no experience whatsoever out of the TV. And he's made shrewd move after shrewd move. John Lynch.
Yeah, he was a defensive player too, just like me.
Yeah, and so the Lions try that, and it's a complete and utter disaster.
Now, the 49ers got a break that Garoppolo got hurt, so they were able to get Nick Bosa in the draft. That helped a little bit. And Quinn's is a very shaky defense. He hasn't had a top, pick yet. Hopefully he will if he's still here. As you mentioned, knowing them, they'll beat the Bucs.
It would be very hard, assuming the season goes the way it appears to be going, and they finish with like 4 or 5 wins. It would be very hard to picture a scenario where Quinn comes back, other than just the Lions being the Lions. And if Quinn does come back, if they do bring him back, I would really need to hear from the Fords as to why that's the case. Yeah. I would really need to hear from them as to what it is he's done that would lead you to believe that he can do it. Because he's shown nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing to make you think. And if you want to sit here and say that, well, Stafford's hurt. If you really want to say that.
He had a losing record before he got hurt.
Exactly. And he's a quarterback who was not acquired by this regime.
No.
So you've had 4 years to put together everything around him to allow for that injury. And, it's one thing to lose to a team like the The Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
If you lose to the Cowboys with, Jeff Driscoll, that's one thing. But to lose to the Redskins, I mean, it's pathetic.
Well, you asked, the only way that I think there's a chance that they keep, well, there's always a chance because who knows what they're thinking, but the only thing that she could say, if she would talk or whatever, if they would keep him, is, well, you didn't know this, folks, but he told me when he got here this is going to be a 5 to 6 year process. And so we're going to let him live out his contract because that's how long he told us. That's the only way, and I don't even think that would even happen. Look, Jamie, I'm just searching for a reason.
I understand, Stoney. I understand. But then I'd hold up a piece of paper and say, then why is it different for the Redskins? Or not the Redskins, the Raiders, okay? Why is it different for the Ravens, who seem to always just be changing on the fly? Why is it different for the 49ers? Why is it different for, you can list off all these teams who have risen up in the amount of time it's taken the Lions to not. Let's go to Joe on a cell phone on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Joe.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Joe, thank you for calling us this Monday morning.
And proving me wrong, Joe. Thanks for proving me wrong.
Because we're all out here, we're in it together. I bet that nobody shows up to the game, make our stand and our statement because when are we going to just say, hey, look, like, unless you stop watering this and replant, what's going to happen? I want to say that Stanford actually fell into this spot of even any conversation just because we had some players make some unbelievable plays for him, potentially career-ending plays. It was never right where the ball needed to be. Like Calvin Johnson did a lot of great things. Golden State. I don't want to take away from.
This is not a Stafford issue, right?
But I would be happy with a whole new quarterback if it's not going to be the whole staff, organization, whatnot. But we have to have someone that can grow as a player. Everybody's entitled to have a good game. It depends on if you're going to have it again. If we look at the Lions and say, what tier are they in? Do we put them in a category with the Dolphins, the Redskins, or whatever the case is?
Well, we didn't a few weeks ago. As the season progresses, yeah, we may say that.
Every year, we do that every year.
I think the Lions approached the offseason this year like they were not in that, because otherwise, why would you bring in Flowers? Why would you bring in Jesse James, who I did see, by the way, on the field yesterday?
He caught a ball.
Congratulations. Why would you draft a tight end when that is a position of luxury, not a position of, foundation?
Because they were smart. They needed somebody to back up Logan Thomas.
Yes, he was really good. So I think that's how they viewed the offseason. But you're right. They are, there's no better. Again, 3 wins. Lions have 3 wins. Miami has 2. Washington has 2. The Bengals have 0.
The Giants have 2.
The Giants have 2. So yeah, they're not in the absolute bottom of the barrel basement, but they're down there.
They're the same exact record as the Cardinals.
They're in the cellar, not the basement. How's that? Does that sound a little bit more? They're with the Chablis and the Chardonnay.
They're tied with the Cardinals, 3-7-1. I swear for a second,
Congratulations.
I thought they were going to go for their second highest.
Oh, I think everybody thought the same thing. All right, 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Ticket text 97136. Reminder that it's Black Friday all month long at La Fontaine, and the family deals for November are La Fontastic. The year-end car shoppers know the drill. The end of the year means model changeover discounts, clearance pricing, lease pull-out opportunities, and so much more. This is truly the best time to be in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV. And you're sure to find it today at FamilyDeal.com. You can search by model, price, vehicle type. It's so easy and fun to shop at FamilyDeal.com. And now that winter has arrived and the holidays are here and you don't have as much time on hand as you normally do, why not save yourself the time and travel and make your next purchase or lease online and let La Fontaine bring the family deal right to your home or office? It's your purchase, your way at FamilyDeal.com. And for you Black Friday doorbuster enthusiasts out there, don't forget that La Fontaine wants to sweeten the deal. From now until the end of November, when you buy or lease new or pre-owned, you'll be entered to win one of 3 amazing giveaways, including $2,000 cash. It's Black Friday all month long. La Fontaine, FamilyDeal.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Bigby Coffee. In Sterling Heights, there's a new problem along Mount northbound just north of 15 Mile Road. All lanes are blocked due to an accident. Police are diverting traffic off. You can use Ryan or Van Dyke as possible alternates. Then look for some heavier traffic right now, actually, along M59 Hull Road westbound between Shaner and M53 Van Dyke Freeway. Don't get the Monday blues. Head into your locally owned and operated Bigby Coffee for $1 Coffee Mondays. Any size hot brewed coffee, just $1. Start your week off the right way with the $1 coffee at participating Southeast Michigan Bigby Coffee locations. I'm Michelle Pena in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Dallas Cowboys host the Buffalo Bills, followed by the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Thanksgiving football kickoff at 4:30 after game day uncensored on 97.1 The Ticket. This CBS Sports Minute is brought to you by Foundation Systems of Michigan.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Detroit was yesterday's biggest loser. The Lions inexplicably lost to Washington as backup Jeff Driscoll threw 3 picks. Even in notching his first NFL victory as a starter, Redskins rookie Dwayne Haskins came up a loser. Veteran Case Keenum had to take the final knee because the coaches couldn't find Haskins. Where was he? Well, it turns out he was busy taking selfies with fans. Detroit's coach Matt Patricia is now reportedly on the hot seat, while Dallas's Jason Garrett clearly is back on one. Jerry Jones told reporters exactly what Troy Aikman had told the national audience. The Cowboys' dreadful special teams performance in Foxborough was a result of poor coaching. And so now New York officiating honcho Alberto Riveron finally finds a defensive pass interference non-call clear and obvious enough to overturn. And it's against New Orleans, of all teams. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Head clogged with sinus pressure, congestion, and a stuffy nose? The worst. But you can get fast relief from Vicks Sinex nasal spray. It works in seconds and lasts for 12 hours. 12 hours! So breathe freely, fast with the Vicks Sinex. Use as directed.
Napa know-how. Right now, only at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So you can avoid getting stranded on the side of the road by picking up some quality parts like batteries, brake pads, and more. Meaning you can prevent the problem before it ever becomes a problem. Bravo! That's 20% off for AAA members. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, exclusions apply. Do not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/19.
Head clogged with sinus pressure, congestion, and a stuffy nose? The worst. But you can get fast relief from Vicks Sinex nasal spray. It works in seconds and lasts for 12 hours. 12 hours! So breathe freely, fast with Vicks Sinex. Use as directed.
Come with us on an epic journey into the unknown. This holiday season, shop at Walmart for up to $50 off Disney Frozen 2 toys. Also find Elsa's Enchanted Ice Vanity for just $49.97 on rollback, or Disney Frozen 2 karaoke for $79.97. Shop exclusive toys only at Walmart, like the Disney Frozen 2 Snow Globe Surprise for $4.88. Shop at Walmart for all the toys on your wish list at incredibly low prices. Walmart, America's best toy shop.
Enjoy a delicious start to your holiday season with Honey Baked Ham for the holidays at MGM Grand Detroit, November 1st through 7th. Earn 2,000 M Life Rewards points and receive your very own $50 Honey Baked Ham gift card. So don't miss Honey Baked Ham for the holidays this November exclusively at MGM Grand Detroit. Visit the M Life Rewards desk for all the exciting details. While supplies last, must be 21 or older. Grand times ahead.
Hi, I'm Matt Gargo from Bill Brown Ford. Bill Brown Ford would like to wish all of our customers a very happy Thanksgiving. This holiday season, Bill Brown Ford will continue our giving spirit by donating a portion of every vehicle purchased to the Detroit Youth Choir. The America's Got Talent finalists inspire youth from all over the Metro Detroit area. Help Bill Brown Ford support the Detroit Youth Choir as they foster worthy youth talent within our region. Thank you for letting us be your Ford dealer. Visit BillBrownFord.com to make your donation today.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Mortgage interest rates right now are at an 11-month low. Call 248-308-5000 or chat with us online at davidhallmortgage.com. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention.
Download the radio.com app. Favorite 97.1 The Ticket. And check out the Home and Home Show with radio.com Insider. Ross Tucker and Dave Graves. Swings and Misses with Jen and Cody Decker. And Scale and Fouls with Brian Scalabrine. Available on radio.com.
The only way you can take 97
got Kenny Albert on Fox. We got some ticket texts. You two don't believe in Lions free because you two jackwagons still buy into this crap year after year. Be mad at yourself all you want, Jamie, but your actions tell the truth.
What are you supposed to... Don't
My
watch?
actions?
Yeah, okay.
My actions.
So,
I did wager. I did wager on the Lions over 6.5 wins. Probably a loss, so that is my actions. You're right. But I don't understand. I guess I don't understand the text.
No,
I'm not allowed to be mad at myself. I am mad at myself.
No,
I bought into it.
But it's right, exactly. So because you actually think that they might be, I don't think any of us thought they were going to make the playoffs. Even at 2-0-1, we thought, they might be okay.
Paul, you're a pretty cynical Lions follower, shall I say? Observer. When I was sitting here during the offseason saying I think this team is better than 6.5 wins over under, did you think I was a jackwagon, or did you think, he may have a point?
No, because I thought they'd be a 7-19, so I thought going 6.5 would be going over would make sense.
Right. Yeah, me too. I thought they'd be 8-8 tops.
Yeah, so you didn't think we were being jackwagons, did you?
I thought Goat was going a little crazy when he said they could compete for the division, but...
Yeah. Okay, good. I just want to make sure my actions didn't belie my actions, whatever the right word is there.
Here's my favorite. Wah, 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 cry and bitch all you want. You'll be there on Thursday, right? You are part of the problem. Look, Valeni said people like me are part of the problem. Bogey said people like me are part of the problem. Look, I gave up my season tickets 3 years ago. That was my protest, so to speak. Yeah, it was.
It wasn't your protest. You just didn't want to do it anymore.
Well, exactly. Well, because the product sucked.
I think you were making a statement.
Well, I said if certain things happened, I'd give up my season tickets. I didn't want to do it anymore. It just wasn't worth the money.
Right, but you didn't give them up at 0-16.
No, finally. I think it was when they raised the ticket prices again.
Okay, well, that's...
Well, whatever. I gave them up. I like, people say, well, you're going to be there Thursday. Sorry. I like spending Thanksgiving with my kids. We've been doing it since they were like 2 years old, 3 years old. It's something we do together as a family. The fact that the team sucks doesn't take away from the time we spend together.
I also dismiss the notion. I really do. And it actually bothers me that this is somehow the fans' fault.
I know.
I mean, this team has been owned by the same ownership, as we all know, since November the 22nd, 1963. Okay? They make decisions for themselves. They make decisions for the best interest of the organization, for the best interest of the business model, the best interest of whatever the hell they want to do. That's their prerogative. And it's not up to the fans to determine what they're going to do. Okay? It's just not. You can boycott all you want, don't go, do go, whatever. It's not going to change.
That will sell the team. And okay, so nobody shows up on Thanksgiving. Of course, that's not going to happen. And it's embarrassing on national television. What do you think that's going to do?
They might fire Patricia early. It might be the similar thing to, like you said, like Mary.
Yeah, it's going to be, I would not be, if they look really bad, which is very possible, on Thursday, I would not be stunned if Friday morning, they get the big slap for Black Friday.
Or maybe it'll be like Millen, where they'll deny it and then fire him on Monday.
Yes, exactly.
JT on a cell phone, 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, JT.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you been?
Oh, not bad at all. So, the thing is, when people talk about the Lions free, I remember a long time ago on another station, you guys used to have this guy that would come on after the game, and he would have this legendary rant. And the thing was, I was in between whether or not I wanted them to win or I wanted to hear one of those great rants. And ever since then, it's like, okay, if they win, that's fine, maybe some optimism, and if they lose, it's fun, because they'll find a way. The Arizona game was so indicative of the Lions overall. It's like they're dominating the first half, and then they just find a way to end up making it a tie. And that's how this season has been. It looked like there was some optimism early in the season, and then they just fell apart. And when people say Lion logic, especially Gator and Doug, they just kind of like, and it's like, what do gamblers go off of when they bet? Trends.
Yes.
The Lions' trends are just what they are.
Right. It's history. It keeps repeating itself over and over.
In different ways. same way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, different. I mean, yesterday, thanks for the call, JT. Remember he brought up the Arizona game. Remember in overtime, Stafford threw a pass that should have been a pick six, or the field goal drop.
Yes.
That's what happened yesterday. Driscoll threw a pass. It was right before the pass that actually was intercepted.
Yes.
Got right in the guy's hands. He would have run it in for a touchdown. They ended up losing.
Right. Well, I mean, you want to talk about trends, by the way. The Lions are 0-6 against the spread, I believe, in their last 6 games. So think about that one for you bettors out there. What's the line on the game on Thursday?
The Lions opened up at a 1.5-point favorite. It's been bet now the Bears are the favorite by a point.
Wow. Lions were favored?
Mm-hmm.
Odd.
Well, I think they put the line up before yesterday's game.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it. By the way, Michigan is only a 9-point under.
The Lions covered against the Packers. They against the spread, they lost against the Vikings, the Giants, the Raiders, the Bears, the Cowboys, and the Redskins. So they are 0-6 in their last 6 against the spread. Bruce in Waterford, 97 won the ticket. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, guys. I've been wondering, watching this team in the last couple of years, you would expect Patricia was on board with it, but 2 years in a row, blowing up this locker room by trading off what you would think are veteran leaders in the locker room. And, I mean, in New England, they traded off Tylaw and Boyer after they won the Super Bowl, and they just kept rolling. Is Bob Quinn's and Matt Patricia's biggest mistake? Is it they don't realize they're not in New England, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that's their biggest mistake. I mean, well, they obviously know they're not in New England. They look at the talent on the field. I was watching a lot of the Patriots game yesterday, and they, play a little different defense. I mean, they play a lot of man coverage like the Lions do, but they were sending 5 guys at times. Sometimes they weren't having any linemen, so that was a little different.
Bruce, here's the problem. The question isn't what's their biggest mistake, because there's been so many of them. The question is what are their positives, right? I mean, what are the things that they've done to make you think that this is a part of a winning organization? I mean, they are worse now than they were under Jim Caldwell. They're worse now than they were 2 years ago. Even last season, as the season wound down and the defense started to play better and better, you actually kind of got quasi-optimistic down the stretch last year, even though they had the kind of ugly win against the Cardinals and the ugly loss against the Bills. But there were signs that things were on the mend, and then you found out that Stafford was playing with broken bones in his back, and you think, wow, if Stafford's healthy, the way this defense is playing, and again, it's stupid logic because it has to do with the Lions, but you ask the question, what is their biggest mistake? What's their biggest strength? What's the opposite of mistake? Too right?
What do you think I can think of that their biggest positive in my mind is Darrell Bevel and Galladay?
Yeah. And it took Quinn 3 years to get there, and it took Patricia 1 year to get there, which makes you wonder about their assessment of talent, both in terms of coaching. And now there's this whole thing with the defensive coordinator. Is Pasqualoni calling the plays, or is Patricia calling the plays? And it's like, well, who really cares? Whoever it is doing a lousy job.
They obviously can.
This is Matt Patricia's defense. It always has been. It always will be. And anybody who thinks otherwise is kidding themselves.
Right. He may like Pasqualoni. The defensive coordinator might make the play calls during the game.
Right.
But the setup, the scheme, that is...
Right, which makes you think that maybe Matt Patricia should hire a defensive coordinator that didn't happen to be his old college buddy or college coach or whoever gave him the first job, and a guy who can actually put together a good defense so that he can actually worry about being the head coach. 7:02, sports update time with Tony on 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Hamilton Chevrolet. Another game, yet another loss for the Lions. They drop a 19-16 decision to the Washington Redskins yesterday in Washington. A 39-yard field goal from kicker Dustin Hopkins with just 16 seconds left in the game gives the Redskins the win. By the way, that's just the second of the year for Washington. Meanwhile, that loss the 4th in a row and 7th in the last 8 games for the Lions, who now find themselves 4 games below the 500 mark for the year. Following yesterday's loss, head coach Matt Patricia asked by reporters if he is at all worried about his job security as those losses continue to mount.
We got a short week. We don't got a lot of time to worry about a lot of things here other than getting the mistakes fixed and then trying to get ready for the Bears. So it's a little bit unique in that situation for us this week.
Yeah, this is definitely a short week for Patricia and the Lions, with the Chicago Bears coming to Ford Field for the annual Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Speaking of the Bears, they're now 5-6 on the season as they beat the New York Giants 19-14. Elsewhere, San Francisco crushes Green Bay 37-8. New England beats Dallas 13-9. New Orleans edges past Carolina 34-31. The Pistons are back in game action tonight as they tangle with the Orlando Magic at Little Caesars Arena. That contest begins at 7 right here on the ticket. The Red Wings losing skid now at 6 after they get blanked by the Carolina Hurricanes 2-0. Afterwards, head coach Jeff Blashill was asked if he likes the effort of his team in that loss, especially since they were playing shorthanded with a number of key players like Anthony Mantha not in the lineup because of injuries.
Yeah, no, I was happy with the effort for sure. You know, we're obviously down a number of men, but I thought our guys competed hard. I was happy with the way our competition level was. That's what we're asking them to do. So they came out, competed. We got to keep building here. We got to find a way to win a hockey game on Wednesday.
Michigan State looks to improve to 4-1 on the year as the third-ranked Spartans square off against Virginia Tech in an opening round game tonight of the Maui Invitational in Hawaii. That contest tips at 5. Last night, the University of Detroit Mercy defeats UC Irvine 86-74 at the MGM Grand Main Event Tournament in Las Vegas. That, by the way, first win of the season for the Titans. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Jamie, who's he banging? And Stoney.
Get a life, loser.
On 97.1 The Ticket.
You know, I was thinking yesterday, Tony, with that Blashill cut you just played. No, you're right, without Mantha and Green and some other key guys. Zadina played last night, which was nice to see. But what if, I wonder if in any major city, I'm sure this has happened, 2 coaches have lost their jobs on the same day. The thought crossed my mind that we could have a Patricia and a Blashill press conference on the same day. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It probably won't happen, especially with a short week with the Lions playing on Thursday. But the thought crossed my mind.
Yeah, you never know. By the way, Jamie, here's some other stuff to make Lions fans feel good. I'm going to read this quote by a coach who won a Super Bowl before. And here's what he said about a player. He's doing stuff I'm really excited about him as a good player that's got experience and good wherewithal and all that. He helps other players. He's doing it. The confidence that comes from knowing he knows the game and knows what's going on. It's the factor that really good players bring. Guys around them play better. Who said it and who's he talking about?
I'm going to go with Mike Tomlin, Devin Bush.
No, but you're not that far off. Well, in the right ballpark. Pete Carroll and Quandre Diggs.
Oh,
he recovered another fumble yesterday. And they're already, I'm reading about this on Pro Football Talk. Diggs cost the Seahawks only a paltry 5th-round draft pick. Some 5th-round picks don't even make the team. Seattle Seahawks 2020 5th-round pick has already made an impact. They're saying that he's actually changed their defense and has made them play pretty good. And they certainly looked good against the pathetic Philadelphia Eagles yesterday.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, they're just little nuggets you just got to throw out there.
Yeah, and we just played a couple of minutes ago, we played the Boomer Esiason, the CBS Sports Minute, and he said that Matt Patricia is reportedly on the hot seat. That's not true.
No.
Show me a report that says that. There's speculation.
Right.
There's theory. I mean, he should be on the hot seat, but no one's saying that because they can't report it.
Well, right. Nobody ever says that they're on the hot seat.
No, but I'm saying, you hear rumblings about a guy's job until he loses his job.
Correct. Oh, yes.
There's no rumblings. I mean, there were rumblings about Jay Gruden. I think there's rumblings about Jason Garrett in Dallas.
Oh, my God. How the hell? Can you imagine? Dallas Talk Radio, I mean, at least they're a good team, as we see. But, man, did you see? They're down, 7 points.
They kick a field goal.
With 6 minutes left in the game.
They kick a field goal.
And with the weather conditions being like they were.
Right.
And they kick a field goal?
Right.
You got to be freaking